Hey, Forrest.
Hey, Seamus.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Good,
great.
good,
Yeah.
good. Hey, I got a question for you. We've had a couple of people ask about the Saint Expedite spells and candles and how one would use those and what that's all about. So I figured that would be a great thing for you to explain.
I will, or I will do my best. So Saint Expedite is a super fun spirit to work with. And first I'll talk a little bit about the history, which is very fuzzy because a lot of the folklore and legend behind Saint Expedite is questionable at best because very little of it is verifiable written down history, and it's mostly oral tradition passed down. So the story goes that in New Orleans, the Ursuline sisters, a Catholic order of nuns, received a statue of a Roman centurion from France. And they didn't know why or from whom specifically, just that it was from France, and it had the word expedite all over the back of the package or around the package. And so he was referred to as Saint Expedite, and he was placed prominently in their school, and the students began to give offerings to the statue of Saint Expedite in exchange for expedited answering of prayers or performing of miracles. And apparently that happened to great success, and it became wildly popular to do so. And so that grew out of the St. Ursuline Sisters School and into the rest of the city of New Orleans, and the rest is history. So that is unverifiable folklore surrounding St. Expedite and how he came to be revered in New Orleans hoodoo. He is not a canonized Catholic saint.
So he sits right there beside Saint Fragile.
Saint Fragile. Wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
Fragile. It must be imported.
All right, 'cause it's from France.
So here's how you work with them.
Sure.
One method, and the method that I have found really effective, is to find any example of his image, whether that's a prayer card, like a saint's card, or one of these beautifully crafted candles from the Magical Druid store, or a Google image. You know, I mean, if you're really in a hurry, if you need it like
Sure.
today, it's like, I'll just find a picture of him, print it. And you place that in a place where it's not going to be molested by your cats or your children or whomever. The next thing you're going to do is get a glass of fresh water with the promise that you are going to fill that glass of fresh water with fresh flowers once your petition is granted. Next, you're going to get yourself a candle, usually either white or red. And finally, a promise of pound cake. Apparently,
Really?
this spirit is very fond of pound cake, particularly Sara Lee. Although last time I did a working, I made some homemade pound cake, and it went pretty well. So, oh, and most importantly, public praise. Now, in times before social media and, public access to basically being able to tell everybody everything all the time, you actually took out an ad in a local newspaper talking about how wonderful Saint Expedite was. And so in New Orleans local papers, you would see a lot of small ads that people had purchased in order to praise Saint Expedite for granting their petitions. So how do you do the petition? Well, you can speak it, or you can take a piece of paper, something that you have around. This is folk magic, so it's not spend a lot of money magic. Cut out a piece of baking parchment or brown paper bag that you have left over from shopping, something simple, and write down what it is that you need, place it underneath the candle holder, and there you go. You're going to light your candle with the intention of sending your prayer to Saint Expedite. Legend has it, and my lived experience has it, that things get done, and they get done quick, and it's pretty amazing. When you get all of your wishes granted, make with the flowers, make with the public praise, make with that pound cake, and do not fail to give what you have promised, because the blessings can be taken away as rapidly as they were bestowed. So that's pretty much it. An image of Saint Expedite, a candle, glass of fresh water that you're gonna put flowers into as soon as you get your thing. A promise of pound cake, make with the pound cake as soon as you get your thing. And public praise. And yeah, the stories that you can find online of people having their wishes granted, they had an emergency, a financial emergency, or a health emergency. I mean, like all kinds of stuff. The miracles that are reported to have been granted by Saint Expedite are plentiful. So have fun with that. Enjoy working with that saint. Have a great one, guys.